Awesome. So so probably Casey already told you. I know she was communicating with you like in the last days. Regarding this, so as part of the project, UK was selected to so like the UK project was selected to be showcased in the ISEC Global channels. But that also like requires us to showcase some stuff on the ISEC UK channels. So that is like Facebook and Instagram. So for that we have like a short like education and like a short training that kind of like guides you guys with the stuff that you should be focusing on when you're taking pictures or when you're taking videos, and then also like for you to know what are the things that we would like to be like working on regarding the content. So this is the guidelines of it. I'm not gonna go through everything because at the beginning there is like an explanation of the project, what does it mean, like what is the whole thing. But basically, like the idea of this space is for you to understand how can you make like your story be really big, like how can you understand how to showcase your experience while you're here the best. Some tips and tricks on how you can like take the content, and the other stuff are more like about like the stuff that we should be doing as ISEC. So there is of course the presentation of the project, but the one part where we are going to be going into is the type of content that we are creating for this experience. So the output that we want to have as ISEC is that at the end we want to have like a compiled like set of like videos from like each of the interns that have been working with ISEC UK, and then as well some graphics of either quotes or statements that that you guys said related to your experience. And then we're also gonna be choosing whoever is also willing to take on like a blog of your experience. Is that something that we are going to be working on as well? Um, we have normally how we do this is that we select like one picture. So you take like one picture that kind of represents like your whole experience. So I don't know how you guys were like attracted to ISEC, but if you were following the Facebook pages of your home countries, you might have seen that we always have like a picture of the volunteer and with a quote or just simply the picture, and then in the caption you sometimes have like words from the volunteer, and that's something that we want to do as well. And also the pictures should like represent a little bit how you are as a person. So that means that when you are like taking pictures or anything, it can be like you can also try to just, you don't have to like pose in some kind of like weird way or something like that. Just have, you know, you yourself being in your project, in your experience, how are you like going through that experience yourself. Then one of the things that is really, really important is that the pictures need to be good quality, because the company that is sponsoring these projects, Electrolux, wants really qualitative content to be like shared on our social medias, of course, no, because it's the brand is going along with it of Electrolux, so we need to ensure that the quality of the content is good. But there is really like there's a lot of iPhones, there is a lot of phones in general that have really qualitative cameras, so you can take it from your phone, or if you brought a camera with you, then you can just take them with your camera. Um, you're also going to be receiving on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. We still have to decide. Like you will be like uploading. You will receive the Google Drive where you can upload your content. So there's going to be like a Google Drive with a folder with your name where you can be uploading your videos, your pictures. If you have written down any notes. I don't know if any one of you is here like a diary type of person writing. So if you are taking on notes of your experience, you're writing your thoughts, like what you lived on that day, you can also like upload it there, so we can have it all compiled in one place. One of the important things is like how like the capturing of the pictures. So normally like this is a training that we deliver to volunteers before they go on exchange, that we cannot tell them like how can you showcase your story the best. So there is like many different like ways of taking pictures. Like one can be like capturing a specific moment, specific it can be like landscape wise, it can be of a specific object that is telling a story around it. Or then you can have pictures that are capturing other people. So then this can be either you at the project with the rest of the volunteers. It can be as well from the people in the workshop that you guys are going to be delivering. All this type of content is like of other people, can also be included into like the type of photos that we do. Then you have landscapes, any type of like touristical type of content. If you guys are walking around London on your way from work, from home to work, you see like some really nice like landscape or like thing that you see and you take a picture. That's also content we want to showcase. And then everything that is cultural, everything that is typical cultural wise of the UK. So for example, let's say one of you guys goes and eats fish and chips. You guys can take a picture of that and upload it. Or if you're like walking in the Tower Bridge, like over the Tower Bridge, and you're crossing like some specific cultural important thing of the UK, you can showcase that as well. And then of course is the details things. So the details are like for example, if your guys are delivering a project, a workshop, you can take a picture of a small detail. Could be the notebook of one of the kids in the workshop. So these are like small things that can tell a story around. um, and what we are going to be like working on in this step, this is like how we developed afterwards, after the very first time that we did the project last year. This was a bit the content that was being showcased. So there was of course the showcasing of like the project itself, then was the quotes of the volunteers, and then people actually delivering the workshops. So this is how the content looked like last year. But the most important is that you should be making sure that whatever content you're doing is connected to your project and what your purpose is here, basically, no. um, then this is more like this is like more going into details regarding like what is the best thing to do with pictures. If you have an iPhone, there is like the square option for pictures. So that is always best to go for that one, because then you have the picture like in the perfect square format. Otherwise, like you can upload them as well how they are taken, and we anyway edit them afterwards. So like the content production team of Isaac will then take on your content, edit it. Maybe if you guys say, oh my god, I have like a huge weird like dot in my face, can you please Photoshop it? We could do that if you want. um but like, I'm just joking, but yeah, that's something we could do. Then one of the important things is as well the videos. So we're talking about pictures, we're talking about videos. The videos are really good things that we can incorporate, and also in social media, videos work really well for engagement. Like how the stories are gonna look like is that we're going to be creating around up to max 2 minutes videos of the volunteers, and it's telling the story of the volunteer and what the volunteering is experiencing throughout their project. So like what is important is that you guys are always taking videos either with your phone, with your camera, of whatever thing that is happening. If you're traveling with the bus, you can like do like a video as well when you're like traveling of what is happening around you, so that can be incorporated into the video, so it tells a really nice story throughout those 2 minutes. Be really creative with the things that you have that's connected to that with the bus, for example. Be creative in the way that you are like taking videos or stuff like that. Of course, like have content related to the project. We don't want to have like a 2 minutes video of a red bus going through London. We really would like to have like also what you guys are doing in the project. And that gets uploaded as well, again, on the Google Drive that we're gonna be sharing with you. What is important is that you should be really careful in the way that you are filming. So the best option here is to film in landscape format, because in landscape format it can be put into the format of anything that is YouTube, Facebook, or website. When you do it in like standing or vertical, that becomes more like a format that can be incorporated into Instagram, because Instagram becomes a square format. This is really important because if you do it in a vertical position, what would happen is that we would have to zoom in to make sure that it fits in a landscape format of video. So try to always, when you are filming, to see how can you film more in a landscape, in like a horizontal position. That is the best. So those are the two things regarding that. So what we're also going to be doing, and this is something that Casey is going to be then communicating more concretely with you guys for next week, is that we want you guys to showcase how your everyday life in your project is going. So from next week on, you guys gonna get access to the Instagram account of ISEC UK, and you can just be sharing stories of what you're doing. Is it from the beginning of the day, from yourself on your way to the project, yourself working at the project, talking, having lunch or whatever with your colleagues, volunteers in the project. Those are things that you can be showcasing your story. Really cool thing to do always is to add some text, add some cool stickers, play with the fonts that you're using inside of the stories, like really youngish kind of millennial generation Z kind of thing. Those are the things that you can incorporate into your stories. And if you guys want to check the stories that we have already, they are saved in the ISEC Global Instagram account. So you can just go on ISEC Global Instagram and you can check the stories that we have already existing from last year's project. So you can check it out. And the last thing that we have as content production and part of the showcasing is the blog. The blog should be as well, again, related to your story. It can contain any type of like learnings that you had throughout your experience, or like moments of your experience. And the idea is that you want people to like go through this like process with you. So if you're telling a story, you want to keep it vivid. You want people to feel what you were feeling in that moment as well. And just like always important is to be like taking notes. If you guys want to be sharing a blog, if you don't want to share a blog, it's fine. But the ones that will be interesting on showcasing their story as well through a blog, just make sure to take notes of like important things that happen every day. I don't know, you can also do like one moment that made me happy every day throughout my experience in my project. That's something that like some people used to do last year. That was really nice. So yeah, make sure to always like capture whatever thing that happens during your experience. And yes, then there is like of course like some parts there that are defined, what like to do for checklists for blogs. You're gonna receive these slides, so then just like go through the slides so you can understand as well. And then the most important part, it's here. So like this is like some content that we're gonna be doing, but like from next week on, you guys are going to be having like the stories and things that we really like, that we were requested and they were asking us from the global side of ISEC and Electrologs, is that when you are taking content, that you focus on, for example, the workshops that you guys are going to be delivering with the children's, with the delivery of the workshops, then as well showcase how your volunteering experience is going, like your working experience with the volunteers, with the NGO, with the project itself, and then as well showcasing the city and the culture around you, because that's the whole journey that you guys are going through. No, you're having as well like the cultural experience here, and at the same time the volunteering experience and the experience with the project. So those are like the three key elements that we want to be showcasing. When you are doing the Instagram takeover next week, always make sure to be putting either hashtag ISEC or hashtag acting sustainable, because that's like the part of it. And tag the NGO where you're working. So in this, I think is Felix, Project Felix. But I think that's something that Casey is gonna communicate with you anyway. But tag Project Felix, so they also can share your stories in their own Instagram channel as well. So you guys can also support them with their brand awareness. And yeah, that is basically like what the whole concept is about. What we want is that, yes, we want to create amazing content, and we want you guys to be showcasing your story and what you're living through. And the most important part from this one is that next week you are going to be taking over the Instagram account of ISEC UK, so you can share your story. And even like if you can also like share that story into your own stories afterwards if you want, in your own personal account, so people can see what you guys are doing. They'll be wondering like, hey, what are you doing in London? Well, I am volunteering. But yeah, so that is basically like the whole idea. And what I'm gonna do is that I'm just gonna open up the space for you guys to ask any questions that you might have related to this. And yeah, so just ask me whatever questions you have.
So up from next week, we get the access to the account of Isaac, no?
Yes, the Isaac UK one. Yes. So Casey is gonna communicate that more clearly with you, and she's gonna give you the password to open the account. And like what would have to define is like which days who wants to like take over. So for example, one day, for example, you David said I want to do Wednesday because on Wednesday I know that I'm gonna be doing this and that, and I want to have that showcased in the story. So this is something we would have to map out, but it would also have to be discussed with the two other girls that are not here unfortunately. But like to discuss with them as well if they want to, when which days they want. That can be discussed in the WhatsApp chat. Okay. Yep. And Beatriz, do you have any questions?
Um, so we have to do our account on Instagram.
No. You don't have to create any account. You just use the Isaac UK one. So you will get the access to it. So you will be like making Instagram stories as if you were Isaac UK.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the only thing you have to do. Yeah, that's no issue. But is it clear, for example, you guys, that you should be taking pictures and you should be taking videos of your experience?
Yes, that's
Awesome. Do you guys have an extra camera or are you taking with your phone?
okay.
Yeah, I would prefer to do it with the phone.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Good. So if you guys don't have any other question, then I will let you have your. I think you guys are on lunch break probably. So enjoy your lunch break. I'm also gonna go grab some food. And if you need any help or you have any questions or concerns, you can drop a message in the WhatsApp chat. Okay.
Okay, fine.
Cool. Then I wish you an amazing day at the project, and I hope to see you in person soon again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye bye.